Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This video is brought to you by... Oh no! I guess half of my shirt should have disappeared too. Alright, snap back. Okay, so today in this video, we are going to talk about one of the characters that I really like a lot, and some of you parents might or might not know them. Let me tell you what this is going to do. A lot of your kids are probably really into certain movies. You might not know the difference between Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Batman, Iron Man, and Captain Man. Which one of those wasn't actually really the man? So what I want to do is I want to do a quick rundown of what the movies actually entail when you talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU for short. When you watch one of these, you'll be able to have conversations with your kids that you never thought you were gonna have. Okay, just like Iron Man. You can sound smart just like Iron Man. So here's how we're gonna go. We were talking about the original Iron Man movie released in 2008. Okay, you start with a guy. He is a billionaire here. $137 billion. That's how much Tony Stark is worth. Oh, yes, did we say Tony Stark is the main character of this whole thing? A genius. He owned his own tech company at like a really young age. He is a weapons developer for a military. He has a military contract. The man is a billionaire. He has everything he could ever want. He has money. He has fame. He has popularity. Tony Stark ends up getting kidnapped. He is overseas demonstrating his new Jericho project missile. Right? While he's over there, he gets kidnapped by this group. We don't know who this group is yet, and they end up taking him for ransom. When Tony got kidnapped, he got shrapnel put in his heart from the blast. The only way to keep him alive was to make a reactor of sorts, and he put it in this very small area. And that's why when you see Tony Stark with this glow chest, that's part of the reason, is to make sure his heart can keep going and that the shrapnel doesn't reach his heart and kill him. He's there, he meets this guy, awesome guy. Don't worry about his name. This guy helps Tony take all of everything that Tony knows out of a basic computer, some copper wire and some other things, and makes a device to help Tony make sure he stays alive. Oh, backtrack. Tony ends up making a great suit of iron. And hence becomes, say it with me now, Iron Man. He breaks out of the prison. Tony ends up getting saved by James Rhodes. James Rhodes is in the Air Force, and James Rhodes will eventually take on some sort of Iron Mantle later. That's a different video. Don't worry about that. So Tony goes back to America. The first thing he asks for is a cheeseburger because he's been in the desert for so long. He gets there, people wonder if he goes crazy, and then he says these inevitable words that most people who have military contracts should not say, which is, my publicly traded company is no longer in the business with the military. So now you have a military company that's not in with military contracts. Stocks start to plummet. People call Tony crazy. Tony kind of goes in isolation and starts building something. I wonder what it is he could be building. Not this. This is a different movie, but this is a hint. So, Tony goes down with all of his technology and ends up building another iron suit. And he originally wants to make it gold, and his computer Jarvis, which is a super intelligent AI, ends up telling him, looks a little too flashy. So he looks at this hot rod and says, you know what, let's make it hot rod red in there. And that's how we get the modern day Iron Man suit. Fast forward a bit, he flies over and he starts to help people in the same country he was captured in, only to find out later on that the whole reason he was captured was because the person underneath him running his company thought that the company should go in a different direction, actually paid to have him kidnapped. Right, not a big twist. This this guy eventually makes a doppelganger suit that is much bigger than Tony's Iron Man suit, tries to take him down, can't take him down, and Tony Stark ends up winning. That's the gist of what you need to know. That's really all you need to know to be able to talk with your 6, 7, or 8-year-old, is that Tony Stark is Iron Man. And for the first time in superhero movies, the superhero actually revealed who they were at the end of the movie rather than trying to keep their identity a secret. He gets all the way to the end of the movie. Up to this point in time, superhero movies have kept their identity concealed, and you, the audience, knew, but nobody else did. At the end of this movie, he says those infamous words, "I am Iron Man." And then the movie ends. And we think the movie's over, and we're wondering if there's going to be a second one, only to realize that Iron Man that we saw back in 2008 was the jumpstart for the entire MCU. MCU stands for, say it with me, Marvel Cinematic Universe. The credits go, and we then, for those of us who stuck around for it, never walk out early, ever, stay till the end of the credits, we get our first idea of the Avengers Initiative. Because a man by the name of Nick Fury comes and asks Tony if he'd be willing to help start what would be known as the Avengers Initiative. And then it ends. Parents like you who are watching this video don't know the Avengers from the X-Men, from the Fantastic Four, from the Justice League, which is all A-OK. Just don't get anything confused with Star Wars and Star Trek. So, there you have it. Live Tutoring has brought you another video to help you communicate with your child and your child's interests. So go on, go forth into the world, and now you know a little bit more about what your child is interested in. Have a great day, and remember this video is sponsored by Estelle and Gustav on Amazon.